Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Pardis, and today I'm finally releasing, after 2 months, I'm finally releasing my Scavenger armor video. So I wore this to New York Comic Con 2012, and as last year I'd done a Fallout cosplay, and I figured I would do a second one this year. And I've always really liked the Scavenger characters in Fallout, and specifically Fallout 3. There were some really cool looking ones, and I like the fact that some scavengers set up their own little houses within the old ruins of DC, and I always found that really cool. So this is basically an armor inspired by it. So there's going to be a lot of little details I'll have to show in different segments, but I thought I would start off the video just showing off the hat and the goggles I had worn, some binoculars I had modified. I made a lanyard for these out of 20 gauge red electrical wire, along with some canvas I had wrapped around the top and some tape, some string. And these actually came in handy during the convention because I had lost my group of friends at one point, and I was able to find them with my binoculars. Granted, I also had a cell phone with me. But yeah, I also wanted to go over these armor pieces. This is made out of sheet aluminum, like they use on doors and like screen doors, that sort of thing. This is sheet aluminum that I had pounded out with a ball-peen hammer to the shape of my shoulder, and then I cut 2 holes in it with a Dremel. That way a belt fit through, and then this is there are 2 holes cut in the jacket, and then this belt is fed through, and then that's what keeps this attached to the jacket. This little plastic piece, this was removed from a sports knee pad, and then I had sewn that into the jacket too. So this is permanently in there. I can take the belt out on this, so I can take off this armor piece. And primarily this jacket is inspired by Fallout 3 Scavengers, but also a little bit of Mad Max, just the whole leather jacket with repurposed sportswear, that sort of thing. I also have the same knee pad used here. I had a second one which I sewed into the elbow. Obviously, the right sleeve is a short sleeve, the left sleeve is long sleeve still. This is the same type of sports pad, just sewn in there as here. And then this is another sports pad, but this is just held on with Velcro, so I can take this off whenever I want. I kind of like that whole sleeveless leather jacket they use in Mad Max, and then Fallout reused that for the leather armor. I like that look. I thought that was somewhat cool looking, so I just did a short sleeve one. And I also put some just random pieces here. This is also held in with red 20 gauge electrical wire, some screws. I know there's even like a spark plug on there, and then I have a belt, just little extra things to add some detail and some contrast. So now I'll go over the rest of the armor, because there's a shin guard and a few other things to show. So let's go to that now. So now I essentially have the upper body of the costume, and I'll discuss the lower body, which is basically the pants and my shin guard. I'll discuss that once at the end of the video. But essentially here I have the railway rifle. A little running joke I had was that I was hiking in the Capital Wasteland, so I made this sign, and a lot of people recognize me. So I got even more attention in this costume than in the Vault 101, and a lot of people recognize that. So I'd say the costume was pretty successful, and a lot of people like the railway rifle. I think the railway rifle went great with the scavenger look I was trying to go for, so it definitely helped, I think. And I also have this tool belt here, as you can see. So I'll set down my sign and my rifle. I have my 10mm along with a small pouch I was holding it in. I also have the screwdriver for my lock picking kit. So, you know, the one used with a bobby pin in Fallout to pick locks on doors and such. I have a wrench, which was somewhat inspired after Mad Max. Mel Gibson, he has a wrench around his belt in the movie, so I thought I would just do a little cameo to that. And then I just had this extra pocket that I had kept my money in. So that was basically my tool belt and everything else. And also you can see my armor a little bit better now that I'm standing up. But yeah, I think the railway rifle definitely pulled off nicely for the con. And I mean, this sign only took 2 or 3 minutes to make, but it definitely paid off because I went 1 day without it and then 2 days with it, and tenfold people recognized me more just holding the sign. And I don't blame them. I mean, it would be a little tough to tell that I'm from Fallout without the sign. So, yeah. Other than that, now we can move on to my pants and the shin guard. So, we'll do that right now. Alright, so now I have the armor set up flat on the floor, so I'll start with the bottom portion since that's the only thing I haven't gone over. But I also have the jacket for when I'm done with that, just to show some extra details. And we'll start with the pants. So, essentially I took pants that didn't really fit me too well, but I definitely like the style and the cut, the pocket design for. These were only $2 at the Goodwill, so I picked those up. And then I sewed on some extra fabric I had laying around. I actually did have tan fabric, but I wanted it to look, you know, just patchwork, really crappy looking. I could have done a much better job. I mean, this was hand sewn just to make it look ugly, you know, with white thread, just to make it look haphazard. I cut a hole in it and then patched that back up, and I also made a shin guard for myself out of an old license plate. And the way this was done was I just started by pounding it out to the shape of my ankle. You know, I got it round, and then any of the pressure points that I felt in my ankle, I just began to pound it out, and eventually I got some weird looking shapes. But after a while, after a lot of work, you know, it finally took the shape of my shin. So it fits on there pretty nicely. I mean, I can put this on with my normal pants. My socket just... Anyways. But yeah, this fits on there perfectly. And then I took some old canvas, which was the same I used on that. And I strung it through the normal hole where you put the bolt. I tied some knots on the end of it. So this is... You would essentially tie your these pieces of canvas together around your shin, and that's how you held it on there, and it actually worked really perfect. It did get a little hot under this, but it's not like there was any pressure or blood getting cut off or anything, and I didn't need to adjust it at all. So, not to mention, you know, I think the fake weathering definitely came out nicely on it. Could have used some more at the top, but I think the letters got a nice look to them. I just took a belt sander for a while. I used a lot of different tools. I hit this with tons of different hammers, a crowbar, a rusty machete to get some lines and scratches, pieces like this I just sanded down by hand. So I really wanted to get this thing destroyed looking, so I think it came out nice. Also, I accidentally, being a klutz, I accidentally cut open my finger at Comic-Con, and the first urge was to wipe it on my pants, so I did. And I actually have real blood stains on my costume, so my blood literally went into this costume, so to speak. Here's another little patch I had done just with some different fabric. But yeah, that's basically the pants. I mean, I think these could have used some extra work on them. Not to mention they don't exactly look right with the black. But, you know, whatever. I'm happy with the way the costume came out. And here's just a little scan over these pockets. These were made out of pockets that were from cargo pants that I had cut little slits in, and then I just strung the belt through there. And the tool belt is just a normal leather belt with the pockets on it, so nothing special about that. Here's some of those little gauging wire pieces, and that's essentially the bottom half of the costume. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see some more work, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. So more stuff like this to come, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.